I will serve no foreign God, no any other treasure. For you are my heart's desire, the spirit without measure. Unto your name I will bring my sacrifice. As I prepared myself this morning, this song was ringing in my head, and I was reminded of Daniel. When Daniel was bold enough to request the king to not partake on the delicacies and drinks that him and his friends were offered, but to only partake of vegetables and water. His reason for doing that was to not defile himself. Go read the whole of Daniel 1 so you can get the whole picture. But because God had already favored Daniel, the king agreed to Daniel's request to the 10 days that Daniel had requested. And I was reminded and encouraged by this scripture. And I thought, let me encourage us today that, not to go with the crowd. Just because it's offered by someone in higher power doesn't mean we must partake of it. If it displeases the Father, rather not defile your soul, body, mind, and spirit. If it means you are the only one to say no to it for the glory of God, then so be it. If it means that your family disowns you for taking the only route that pleases the Lord, then so be it. If it means you are hated for walking the Jesus path, so be it. But always remember that the favor of the Lord is upon you. He will walk with you through every valley and mountain. And know that just because you have chosen the purity route doesn't mean you won't face trials and tribulations. Because God will never leave you nor forsake you. God will conquer every battle for you as you remain in Him. That's why it's important that when we walk with God, and if it means you are hated because of walking the Jesus route, so be it. But remember that the favor of the Lord is already bestowed upon you. Continue to walk the Jesus route, and God will never leave you. He will never forsake you. However, it's also important to know that as we walk the Jesus route, we are not guaranteed that we will not face trials and tribulations. We will face them, but not alone. God is with us, God is for us. And if God is for us, who can be against us? Nobody. So always remember that. When we walk the Jesus route, we must walk the Jesus route with the right motive. That we are walking the Jesus route because we are building our relationship with the Lord. And there is no other route, because the Jesus route is the only way, the truth, and the life. So we don't walk it so that we don't come across trials and tribulations. Because I can assure you, my brother, my sister, you shall face them. But you will not face them alone. And God will fight your battles every step of the way. So whatever it is, do not defile your soul, your mind, your spirit at the expense of pleasing the world. Rather have that audience of one, which is God. Rather please Him